Hi everyone, my name is Vinay Kiledar, register number 23BC1879, and today here I am presenting my project who is online. Here my project is completely built on Docker. Here is how my project works. The front end is completely built in React, which provides a clean chat interface, while the back end was built using Node.js and Socket.io that handles all the real-time communication. As you can see, a message sent by one user is displayed as a receiver on the other end, while the same message sent by the other user is displays as received on the other end. While I have also implemented Redis that helps in tracking of all currently active users and catches messages, where you can see here as the online users count is 2, which will be done through the help of Redis, and Nginx acts as a reverse proxy, making sure traffic is routed and efficiently between different front end and the back end. The app is modular, scalable, and fully cloud ready. The app is built using Docker for the further development. Now let me give you an overall architecture overview of our project. We have four main components running inside the Docker container. First is the front end. As you can see, the front end as a public, which has index.html. Index.html acts like an front end part. We also have source, which has app.css. As you can see, the part of margining. We have also body font family. All that stuff is related to front end and how the UI is being built. This is the front end part. We also have Docker ignore for our AP for our front end, which helps us in creating a Docker image and helps us creating a Docker file. It helps us configure all the Docker file related stuff over here. We also have backend. Now in the backend, as you can see, we have in backend for the backend part, we have node modules, we have Docker ignore, Docker file, package.json, and server.js. A node.js plus server.io server handling all chat logic. We have implemented Redis. As you can see in the Docker file, we have implemented Redis health check with an interval second of 30 second and timeout of 3 second, which helps us managing that none of our app is being slowed down or none of the chats which is being counted, the count is not mismatched. All the stuff is managed by health check and the things. And Nginx proxy container that routes all external traffic through different parts, which we can see in the Nginx configuration, where we can see the backend.socket.io is created as a proxy pass over here, so that the route is created so that we can route healthy back to our backend part and connect back to the server. All the containers are orchestrated using Docker Compose under a single compose file, which is called as Docker Compose.yml. We built this through a bridge network, which is called as chat network. Whenever a user opens the app, the request first hits Nginx, which forwards it to the React app, and then the backend API for Socket.io events. Redis keeps track of event users history and also the chat online status. This ensures real-time synchronization between multiple connected clients. Now here is what the Docker files does in the backend in the front end. Now for the backend, it starts from node 18 alpine base image, copies the package files and installs dependencies, add the source code and exposes port 5000. The container runs the app using the npm start. It's a lightweight and secure part for the production and deployment. The backend is been always exposed to the localhost 5000. Similarly, in the front end part for Docker file, it uses a multi-stage approach. The first stage builds the React app using Node. The second stage copies the build output into a Nginx image. This means we get a smaller production ready container that only serves static files efficiently. And after this, we will move on to the Docker Compose file. The magic happens inside the Docker compose file. Here it defines all containers, frontend, backend, Redis, and Nginx. Set up all the named volumes for Redis data persistence. So even if containers stop, data isn't lost. Defines a custom bridge network for container communication, and thus add health checks to ensure container is automatically restart if failed. This helps in creating efficient communication with the other users in our app. Now to deploy the app into the cloud, I use AWS EC2 running Ubuntu 22.04 LTS. After installing Docker and Docker Compose on the instance, I pulled my images. As you can see, I have pulled chat.app redis data and etc. Then I open the ports at 80 and 5000 in my EC2 group security, which in seconds the app was live, accessible from any device via the EC2 public app, which helps in deploying the app throughout the cloud. Conclusion, I'll just give a basic information on how my app is working. Now currently I am logged in as two different users, or as you can see, one is as Vinayak and second is as Mrigank. For this part, as you can see, Vinayak, we have opened the tab of Mrigank. As you can see over here, we have logged in as Mrigank. So in this chat, Vinayak sent me a message hi, while the I means Mrigank replied as OG, means that the reply should be sent to the Vinayak too. As you can see, can see here Mrigank had joined the chat as Vinayak was the first user. So when Vinayak was logged in, the count had to be 1. But when Mrigank joined in, the count automatically scaled up to 2 due to the Redis. And the message Vinayak sent and the reply Vinayak got has been displayed over here. This is how a online who is online based app works. Thank you. Thank you.